I'll just make myself comfortable. Right, a wee short Monday night. A few stories from the book. You all know what the book is now, surely. I'll go through this yet again. Following Wild Geese by a guy called Ted Christopher. That's £10 plus postage and packing to your part of the world. Sophie funny. I read it the other night there and loads of stories I'd never heard before. Anyway, tonight, primarily a few stories about travels and some tenuous links to songs that will stick in the middle. So what better than a tenuous link to kick off with? Travelling in a Friday Bombay, on a heavy trailhead full of zombies. Met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast, and she said, do you come from the land down under, where women grow and men plunder? Can't you feel the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Met a man in Brussels, you 6 feet 4 and full of muscles. I said, do you speak my language? He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, I come from the land down under, where women blow and men chunder. Can't you feel the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Do you come from the land down under, where women blow and men chunder? Can't you feel the thunder? You better run, you better take cover. I've come from the land down under, chunder. Can't you feel the thunder? Better run and cover. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, who come a waltzing Matilda with me? And he laughed and he sang and he waited till his belly boiled. Who come a waltzing Matilda with me? Right, as you probably guessed, I'm going to talk about Spain and Australia. We touched on that last week, that we went out to Tasmania. But after that we did quite a few gigs in Australia itself. Second time I went back to Australia, I went back on a tour that was organised by an old friend, Joe McManaman, an Irish guy who lived in Manila, in New South Wales. Unfortunately, Joe is no longer with us, but he was a His wife Kath is a regular watcher on these streams, so if you're watching, Kath, g'day. And Joe managed to get me a set of gigs for the entirety of the Tamworth Country Festival in Australia. Now, the Tamworth Festival is it's Australia's equivalent to Nashville, and it's yeehaw all the way. So it was a wee bit different because I wasn't a cowboy, but the kilt went in particularly well, and I got pretty reasonable audiences. And with it being a festival, there were acts on the whole time, so I had the chance to see guys like Tommy Emmanuel playing, fantastic guitar player. He was actually played with his brother Phil at the time, which was a rare occasion. And then I saw another band upstairs in one of the pubs, and I wish I knew what the name of the band was, but they're a fantastic band. They sang this song, and I just thought they were brilliant. The crowd loved them. Blame it all on Margaret, I showed up in boots and ruined your black tie affair. Was the last one to know, the last one to show, the last one you thought you'd see there. I could see the surprise and the fear in his eyes as I took his glass of champagne. That I toasted you, said honey we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain. Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases your blues away. I guess I'll be okay. Well, I ain't big on social places, think I'll get on down to the oasis. So I got friends in low places. I know I was wrong, cause I don't belong, but I've been there before, and everything's alright. I'll just say goodnight, I'll show myself to the door, cause I didn't mean to cause a big scene. Wait till I finish this glass, and sweet little lady, I'll head back to the bar, and you can kiss my ass. Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases the blues away. I guess I'll be okay. Well, I ain't big on social places, think I'll get on down to the oasis. So I got friends in low places. Yeah, I got friends in low places. Great song. Anyway, after the Tamworth Festival had finished, I headed down to Sydney to meet up with the family. And we had 5 weeks holiday in Australia, which was tremendous. Went right up the east coast, up as far as Cairns. And then flew from Cairns to Adelaide, where we stayed 2 or 3 nights with Eric Bogle and his wife Carmel. And then in Adelaide it was 43 degrees. It was just far too hot to go out, so we were forced to just sit in the shade and drink Eric's beer. It was a hell of a time. Most of my pals would just have hated it. Most of you will know who Eric Bogle is. If you don't know who Eric Bogle is, He's the best songwriter in the world. There you go. Google him. This is one of his songs. I wish I was home again, home in my heart again. It's been a long time since my heart talked to me, wasting my precious days, wishing my life away. If wishes were fishes, we'd all cast nets in the sea. I wish I was young again, my tongue still to be sung again. The sweet tunes of my life have gone sour and off key, wasting my precious days, wishing my life away. If wishes were fishes, we'd all cast nets in the sea. If wishes were fishes, you know where I'd be, casting my net in the dark open sea. And if my net's empty when it comes back to shore, I'll throw it away and go fishing no more. Wish I could share again, reach out and care again, mend what's been broken and let it run free. The older I get, it seems, more wishing takes the place of dreams. If wishes were fishes, we'd all cast nets in the sea. If wishes were fishes, you know where I'd be, casting my net in the dark open sea. And if my net's empty when it comes back to shore, I'll throw it away and go fishing no more. Wish I was home again, but home in my heart again. It's been a long time since my heart talked to me, wishing my life away, wishing my life away. Wishes were fishes, we'd all cast nets in the sea. If wishes were fishes, we'd all cast nets in the sea. An Eric Bogle song. And after leaving Eric's in Adelaide, the last place we went in Australia was Melbourne. Love Melbourne, great city. And when I was away, I still had roadshow music at the time, and I'd left a good pal in charge of the shop, Jim Chadron, great guitar player, great pal. And Jim was looking after the shop, but every few days I would phone home just to make sure there was no problems. And when we reached Melbourne, we went for a wee walk, and then I found a phone box and I phoned the shop. And Jim was away at the bank. He wasn't in at the time, but he'd left one of his pals to look after the shop, a guy called Alan McFarlane. Now, I'd never met Alan in my life before, and all Alan knew was that I was in Australia. So we got talking, and he said, I believe you're in Australia. I said, yeah, we're just travelling about. And he said, well, he says, I've been to Australia a few times. I used to be a caddy on the professional golf circuit. And he says, I love Australia. And he said to me, if you ever get to Melbourne, he says, you have to go down to St Kilda. And there's a pub there called the Espy. It's a great live music pub. You have to go there. At that time, I was phoning home from the phone box right across the road for the Espy in St Kilda. Alan had no clue where I was in Australia. That was just one of these do moments. There you go. I need to tell you a story about the previous time we were in Melbourne, when we were there with the band. And when we'd been visiting various places, I'd been getting a bit of a reputation for liking animals, and in the most innocent sense. And animals liking me. Things like kangaroos and koala bears all came to me, I didn't have to go to them. So they started nicknaming me as Doolittle. And we went out to the park one evening in Melbourne, and the hotel staff had given us some bread to feed the possums in the park. So we're in the park, a bunch of us, and they're looking up at the trees, and eventually it was like, look, there's one up there. So we've got the cameras out and we're trying to take a photograph of this possum up the tree. And we turned round and there was about 40 of them on the grass behind us just watching us. So anyway, we got the bread out, and everybody was sort of pretty wary about these possums, but I was crouched down in my hunkers, and I had a possum on my knee eating bread out my hand. And they all were really impressed at this. That a wild animal would just come up, sit on my knee and get hand fed. And I was quite basking in this attention till the possum pissed all over me. I had to go back to the hotel and change. So much for being Doolittle. Anyway, loved Australia. One day I'll get back. No, not for one day. Hopefully I'll get back for a while, but I'll get by then. To change the subject totally, in 1998 I didn't go to the World Cup finals, but I was asked if I would put a band together to entertain the Scotland fans in Glasgow. And this event, or 3 events because it was all the games, was sponsored by Nescafe, and they held it at Bellahouston Park. There was thousands of Scottish fans turned up, and me to entertain them with a band, of course. So I needed a name for the band, and while I was thinking about a name for a band, I saw a photograph of the Tartan Army, and right at the front of the photograph was a line rampant with the words "Remember Bannockburn" on it. And I thought, Bannockburn, yep, that'll do. So that's why the band is called Bannockburn. Not just because we just stay, or most of us stay within 5 minutes of Bannockburn, but because it was the most Scottish thing we could come up with. Anyway, that very first gig, the Bannockburn lineup was myself, Stevie, guitar player Stevie Gillis, who still plays with me in Bannockburn when we do a bigger band. Tommy Miller, who'd done the Dunblane stuff with me, he was in keyboards. And the drummer was a guy called Lee Agnew, and Lee is now the drummer with Nazareth. He took over when Darryl Sweet died. So that was the first lineup, and it leads into any excuse to play the song that probably got me the gig in the first place. In the summer of '90, we headed to Italy to take on the world. We were going for glory. Well, sometimes you make us cry, but the spirit will never die, because one day our nation will cause a sensation. Scotland, the lion roars with pride. Scotland, the top 10 armies at your side. Give us a go in the millions of miles. Don't forget to give your mama a smile. In Scotland, where the lion roars with pride. From Hamden to Germany, we flew the South on high, Argentina then Spain. Saw lions waving in the sky. So here we go to Mexico. Italy was 5 in a row. There's a top 10 army party everywhere we go. Scotland, the lion roars with pride. Scotland, the top 10 armies at your side. Give us a go for the millions of miles. You'll hear us cheering in the Western Isles. Scotland, the lion roars with pride. Brazilian drums beat the flower of Scotland through the warm Italian night. We didn't bring the cup back home, but it seems we did alright. See, you thought I was going to shout there. When that's all over, you can hear the Homer say, Scotland, you're welcome any day. Scotland, the lion roars with pride. Scotland, the top 10 armies at your side. We have walked a million miles, leaving memories of a million smiles. Scotland, the lion roars with pride. The lion roars. Now I'm not going to go into the Tartan Army tonight. This is actually going to be the second last thing that I'm going to do in the book. Next week will be the last one that we'll do in the book, and we'll do some Tartan Army stories next week. I'm going to tell you a story which has got nothing to do with anything I've previously spoken about. I just need to tell you this story. Many years ago, I was working on a summer's evening in the garden, and I looked up to see my dog happily coming up the path with my next door neighbour's rabbit in its mouth. And the rabbit was dead and all covered in muck. So I was horrified because the wee lassie next door just loved her rabbit. So I thought, what am I going to do? Because she also loved my dog. So if I went next door and told them that my dog had killed her rabbit, she wasn't going to love my dog anymore. So I thought about it for a wee while, and then I thought, well, it's night time. If I clean the rabbit up and put it back in the hutch and they find it tomorrow, they'll think it's just died, and it'll be sad, but at least it will protect her from thinking that the dog had killed the rabbit, because that would really have upset her. So I took the rabbit, and I went in and I washed it clean, and I dried it with a hairdryer. And when they went to bed next door, I quietly went into their garden, put the rabbit back, in the hutch. Next morning, I was again out in the garden and I heard the screaming, and I thought, oh, they found the rabbit. But the screaming was hysterical screaming, just a wee bit too much. So I had to go to the hedge and ask over the hedge. I said, what's wrong? And the woman, who was obviously in hysterics, said, the rabbit, the rabbit, the rabbit. I said, what about the rabbit? She said, it's in the hutch. I said, uh-huh. She said, we buried it yesterday. Sad story. I've laughed about it a lot since. Anyway, that last song that I did was called The Lion Roars, and it was co-written by a guy called Graham Whitelaw. Graham unfortunately died from cancer in 2001, and a bunch of us thought that we would just get together and have a day just to celebrate Graham's life. So we were trying to think about what to do. Graham used to do a column in the local paper, and he did that under the name of The Scribbler. And we were discussing what we could do, and one of the guys said, you mean you want to have a sort of family day, I mean, a bit like a picnic? So that was it. It became the Scribbler's Picnic. And it was only intended as a one-off. A bunch of us got together, musicians, decided that we would have an outdoor concert in at Stirling Rugby Club, and a one-off remembrance of Graham, and raise some money for Strathcarron Hospice. And it went tremendously well, and we ended up doing 15 years at the Scribbler's Picnic, and we raised a hell of a lot of money for anti-cancer charities. Unfortunately, it came to an end when the rugby club spent 30,000 quid on doing up their pitches, and quite rightly, having spent that sort of money doing their pitches up, they couldn't allow the possibility of us taking trucks onto the park if it had been raining and just destroying the pitches. So it came to an end. Miss it. It was a tremendous day. It was the biggest occasion musically in Stirling every year, and I just want to say thank you to every single person who participated in the picnic. Every single person played for nothing, gave their talents for nothing. All the money went to the charities. The people like Jack Bruce came up and played. Benny Gallagher played on a number of occasions, and I've become really good friends with Benny. Oh, I love you, baby, I love you night and day. When I leave you, baby, don't cry the night away. When I die, don't you write no words upon my tomb. I don't believe I wanna leave no epitaph of doom. Oh, when I'm dead and gone, I wanna leave some happy woman living on. Oh, when I'm dead and gone, don't want nobody to mourn beside my grave. Mama Linda, she's out to get my hide. She got a daughter and a shotgun by her side. Hey there, ladies, Johnson's free. Who got the love? Who got the love to keep a man like me? Whoa, when I'm dead and gone, I don't want no loving woman living on. Whoa, when I'm dead and gone, don't hurt nobody to mourn beside my by Benny Gallagher and Graham Lyle. I had the pleasure of playing that with Benny on quite a few occasions. Fabulous musician, great guy, and just a privilege to share a stage with him. I need a drink. This is a drink. Right, now what we're going to do. Well, just before I leave the Scribblers Picnic, an organisation that helped us tremendously during the Scribblers Picnic was Stirling and Bridge of Allen Round Table, who did the car parking and stewarding, and it was just, they were invaluable. We probably couldn't have run the picnic without them. And I'm very happy to say that my son Lewis has now joined that round table and doing his bit for raising money for charity. Well done, Paul. Travelling, well, I've done a bit of that in my time. An interesting story came from a fiddle player I used to play with, Davy Sinclair. And Davy was talking to somebody just after a ceilidh that he'd done, and they said, would you come and do a ceilidh for us on St Andrew's night? And Davy said, yeah, of course. So he put it in his diary, and about 6 weeks before it, this guy phoned Davy up and said, right, you're still okay for St Andrew's night? And Davy said, yep. And he said, can you get me passport details for all the band? And Davy said, what for? I said, well, for coming to do a gig. It's St Andrew's night. And Davy said, where's the gig? And the guy said, it's in Azerbaijan. And Davy said, I thought you'd said Aberdour. So, off to Azerbaijan they duly trotted, and they did a couple of gigs in Azerbaijan, and then Kenny Donaldson, the box player, came in to see me in the shop one day and said, how do you fancy coming to Azerbaijan and singing a few songs? Hold me back, says I. 23 visits to Azerbaijan I had playing the Bannockburn. Fantastic time, fantastic people. St Andrew's night in Azerbaijan was just massive. There was about 500 people, and they held it in the Gulistan, which was the presidential palace. And I remember going out, and the stage set was tremendous. It was a huge sort of castle built behind the stage, and they had a massive dance floor, which they needed for 500 people doing ceilidh dancing. But on this dance floor, the paint hadn't dried, so the toilets were down the stairs, and by the time the evening had finished, the saltire on the dance floor wasn't quite as blue as it was previously, but the carpet all the way from the grand ballroom in the presidential palace down to the toilets downstairs was blue. I don't think the president was really too chuffed, so I believe. But one of the things that sticks in my mind, as well as flying us out, they also flew out the Blair Athol Pipe Band, and they flew out a troupe of Highland dancers. And I remember one of the young girls was feeling pretty rough, pretty ill, but she insisted she was going to dance because she'd come to Azerbaijan to dance, so that's what she was going to do. So they went on and they did their bit, and she did her solo bit, and she was great, but she was obviously not well. And as soon as she finished, she ran off the dance floor, and she was just reaching the edge of the dance floor when the British ambassador stopped her to tell her how much he appreciated her dancing. That was going fine until she threw up all over the front of him. It was great. She's She'd never been so embarrassed in her life, and I'd never laughed so much in my life. It was really funny. The things that was great about Azerbaijan was the Women's Committee out there, which was led by a lady called Mary Beth Foxworth, an American, had taken it on themselves to adopt an orphanage out there, and we used to go out every time and play for this orphanage. Now, during the times that we were going out, the first time we ever went to this orphanage, they were losing an average of a kid every week to hypothermia. There was no heating at all in the building. These kids were pissing themselves in bed and just freezing to death in it. The only heating in the whole building was one wood-burning stove, which was also their only cooking facilities. And there was over 100 kids in the building. Most of them either physically or mentally handicapped. The culture meant that if you had a handicapped kid over there, it was a punishment from God. So a lot of families just shunned their kids if they were handicapped, just got rid of them, thrown them into an orphanage. So they weren't really, a lot of them wanted. But we had some fantastic times there, and during the times that we were there, the place changed from an absolutely desperate place to a very happy place, and most of that was done to the Women's Committee, and a huge part to Mary Beth. It was a privilege to be a wee bit part of it. To give you an idea, we used to, obviously couldn't use amplification, we just go around individual rooms and wards and just play to the kids acoustically. And on one occasion, there was this wee guy, they obviously had no English whatsoever. There was a wee guy and he was bouncing about in his bed, huge smile on his face, clapping along to the music. And we thought that was great. But it was later on when the director of the orphanage said to us, that wee guy that was clapping along has been with us now for 4 years. That's the first time any of us have ever seen him smiling. So that meant a lot. However, Azerbaijan wasn't all sort of sadness. There were some really wild times in Azerbaijan. We used to fly out with British Med, and the British Med was an offshoot of British Airways, but it got all the reject staff of British Airways, all the staff that didn't fit in, all the nutters went to British Med. And I mean, the cabin announcements were just sort of totally out of order. For example, it would be in the event of the plane coming down in water, your life jacket will be found underneath your seat. If we can't find any water, never mind the life jacket, and the crew will hand out prayer mats. Another occasion we were flying across was coming across the intercom on the plane, and the captain was saying, wow, he says, we're flying at 33,000 feet, approximately 600 miles per hour, it's a beautiful day outside, we're having, Jesus Christ! And the tannoy just went silent. And about 30 seconds later, he came back on and says, I must apologise for that, folks. When I was in the middle of talking to you, one of the stewardesses brought me in a coffee and spilled it all down the front of me. You want to see the mess of the front of my trousers? And at that, a Scottish voice from further back the plane says, fuck's sake, Paul, you want to see the mess in my back of my trousers? Another story, must tell you this about Azerbaijan as well. When we went to Azerbaijan at first, all the taxis were ladders, but they weren't complete ladders, they were just bits of ladders. As long as they drove, it didn't matter if they had accessories like wings or anything like that. If I could drive, it could be a taxi. And one night we were out on the, we were out socialising with the Scots who were there. And big Kenny Donaldson got separated from everybody else. Don't know why, but he got lost anyway. So, we're about 3 o'clock in the morning, and Kenny's pissed in a massive city, and he's forgotten the name of the hotel. So he gets this wee taxi driver driving a ladder, and he tries to explain to the guy, I'm lost. All I can suggest is that we drive around the city until I see my hotel, I'll recognise it. And of course the wee guy has no English whatsoever, so he just looks at him. So Kenny was into the sign language thing, and it was like, and the guy's going, no idea. So Kenny in his drunken state thinks this wee guy's been awkward. He's really just looking for some money. So he takes $10 out of his pocket and he goes through it again. He goes, and waves the $10 at the guy. So the guy looks at the $10, looks at his taxi, takes the $10, gives Kenny the keys of the car and fucks off. Kenny's just bought a taxi. As I said, 23 times to Azerbaijan, but we also went 16 times to Dubai. And when we were in Dubai, we went initially for the Caledonian Society in Dubai, but we got a gig in the Irish Village, and we ended up doing every St Patrick's night in the Irish Village. Why would a Scottish band in kilts be doing St Patrick's night? Because it didn't matter, as long as we were singing some Irish songs as well as the Scottish stuff. They had fun. It was great. And we did the Irish Village is the ground floor of the National Tennis Stadium where the Dubai Open is held. The gig was outside. It's the best St Paddy's night in the world because everywhere else at St Paddy's night's freezing. And it was just a gorgeous summer night in Dubai. Outside, everybody in their shirt sleeves. And it was about 2,500 people there. It was tremendous. We did it with Thin Lizzy, we did it with Bob Geldof. It was a great gig. Anyway, gives me an excuse to play this. This is one of the Irish songs that we used to do. It will be when I find the first word. We gathered in the chapel here in O'Callaghan jail. Think about these last few weeks. Will they say we failed? From our school days they have taught us we must yearn for liberty. But all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Grace, just hold me in your arms. Let the moment linger. Take me out at dawn and I must die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I have for these dear men, the love for my own land. But when Party called me to his side down in the GPO. I had to leave my own sick bed. To him I had to go. Grace, just hold me in your arms and let the moment linger. Don't take me out at dawn and I must die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Now as the dawn is breaking, my heart is breaking too. Say take me out in this dark morning, my thoughts will be with you. So I write some words upon the wall, so everyone will know he loved so much that he could leave his love upon the rose. Grace, just hold me in your arms and let the moment linger. You'll take me out at dawn and I must die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. It's a smashing me love song. First gigs I ever did in Europe were along with a guy called Jim Scott. Jim came from Perth and he put together an educational sort of Scottish cultural thing, which is Jim doing some theatre. We took a bagpiper, very often Davy Robertson, and I did some songs, and we would go, used to run nights in Perth for visiting schools from the continent, but we regularly would go to Vatrelot in France. Vatrelot is very close to Villeneuve-d'Ascq, and Villeneuve-d'Ascq is, if your geography of France isn't particularly good, Villeneuve-d'Ascq is south of Preston Barnes, and the teacher there was called Marie-Claire Titiker, and we keep in touch, and Marie-Claire is very often on these feeds watching, so if you're on tonight, hello Marie-Claire. Ça va? Another place we used to go to was Plessa in Germany, and Plessa is just outside Dresden, and if your geography of Germany isn't very good, then Dresden is south of Preston Barnes and that way a bit. And this is one of the songs that we always used to do. Don't get in a singing mood, let's have a wee sing song. The French and the German kids all loved this. I've been a world rover for many's a year, and I spent all my money on whiskey and beer, and now I'm returning with golden great store, and I never will play the world rover no more, and it's no, nay, never. into an alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady my money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Said custom like yours I can get any day, and it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the Land Rover. No, never, no more. And then from my pockets I drew sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said, I've got whiskies and ales of the best, and for $10 more you can play with my chest. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. I went to my parents, confessed what I'd done, and I asked them to pardon the prodigal son. And when they caressed me like oft times before, I swore I never would play the Wild Rover no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. Drink. Now, of course, I have been back both to France and to Germany on numerous occasions since, and I actually have a t-shirt on here which says St. Galmier Tartanarme. I was invited along with my bass player and friend Adrian Robertson to go to some St. Galmier. St. Galmier, if you're not very familiar with it, oh, never mind. Didier Martinet persuaded me to go out and spend a weekend along with the Lions, the Franco-Écossais, and St. Galmier. And Adrian and I, Julie, headed off to French France, and we drank copious amounts of red wine over the weekend, and I'm reliably informed by people in the know that we also sang some songs. So Didier was on last night, I don't know if he's on tonight, but bonsoir mon ami. In Germany, well, I've been to Germany umpteen times, and usually the reason I went to Germany the first time, recently I'm talking about, when I went to a place called Bruggen, there was a German pipe band who were across in Stirling on holiday, and one of the pipers actually got up and played at one of my gigs with me. A guy called Mike Schrocker, and Mike persuaded the guy in charge of the band, who also did what they call a piper's winter school in Bruggen, where they taught the pipes for a week to people who travelled from all over Europe, and they invited me out to sing a few Scottish songs at the concert at the end of it. And I went out and ended up staying with Mike and his wife Birgit. Fabulous people, and I stay with them every time I'm out there. Their hospitality is just fabulous. And I've made loads of friends in Germany as a result of that, and I'd be very surprised if there's not at least 3 or 4 of them on watching tonight, so guten Abend. When Dubai, sort of their economy went tits up, I mean, the banks failed. That was the end of our trips to Dubai doing Paddy's night, because they couldn't get any sponsorship. So I went on the internet looking for somebody to play on Paddy's night, and the first reply I got was from the Tara bar in Amsterdam. And I've played in the Tara every St. Paddy's night, apart from this year, since, and on a few other occasions as well. Great bunch of people in the Tara. Again, some of them regulars watching on here. The manager of the pub is actually Scotsman, Ian Mackenzie, and he comes from Tain. And if your geography of Scotland isn't that good, then you don't know exactly where Tain is. It's just outside the Glenmorangie distillery. So now you'll know exactly where it is. So that maybe gives me another excuse to do another Irish song. But this is a song that's very relevant to Scotland as well. When apples still grow in November, when blossoms still bloom on each tree, when leaves are still green in December, it's then that our land will be free. I wander her hills and her valleys, and still in my sorrow I see a land that has never known freedom, where only her rivers run free. I drink to the death of her manhood, all those men who would rather have died than to live in the cold chains of bondage, to bring back the rights we're denied. Where are you now when we need you? What burns where the flame used to be? Have you gone like the snows of last winter, and will only our rivers run free? How sweet is life, but we're crying. How mellow the wine, but we're dry. How fragrant the rose, but it's dying. How gentle the wind, but it sighs. What good is in youth when it's aging? What joy is in eyes that can't see, when the sorrow and sun and flowers, and only our rivers run free? When the sorrow and sunshine and flowers, and only our rivers run free. Christy Miller Song. I've got loads of things written down that I've not had a chance to get through tonight yet. So maybe we'll have 2 more nights on the book, we'll see. I'll finish tonight with a song that wasn't written by me. This guy came into the shop one day and said, can I have a wee shot of your guitar? He did an Irish accent, and I said, yeah, what brings you to Stirling? He said, I'm working on the Greyfriars Bobby film, which is being filmed at Stirling Castle at the moment. I said, oh yeah, what are you doing? He said, I'm an animal trainer, and the dog that plays Bobby is my dog. So we got talking, and he played the guitar, and I thought, this guy can play. And I said, you've played before? And he said, yeah, just a bit. He said, I played with a band that you've probably heard of, a man called the Boomtown Rats. His name was Jerry Cott, and he used to be the guitar player with Boomtown Rats. And we got talking. He was staying at the Stirling Highland Hotel for the duration of the film. And it so happened that very night I was playing a gig in Nicky Tarn's in Stirling, which is literally 100 yards from the hotel. So I told him, and he said, I'll come in and catch some of your set tonight. So he did, and came down. And the next day he came back into the shop again, and he said, listen, he says, I've written a song that I'm going to pitch for the title track of Greyfriars Bobby. And of course, it's a Scottish song, it's got to be Scottish. So I need someone with a Scottish accent to sing it. He says, would you sing it? Would you be interested? And I said, yeah, of course. So we recorded this song that Jerry had written, here in fact. And I thought it sounded great. And they immediately binned it for the film. But I liked it. Scotland now, Scotland then, Scotland how I loved you when you were old and I was young, like a father and a son. In Edinburgh City, they say the girls are pretty, and as you walk down the street, look you straight in the eye. And in the old town, there's a tale I could tell of a warm summer's night I remember so well. Scotland now, Scotland then, Scotland how I loved you when you were old and I was young, like a father and a son. The old jingle jangle is just another triangle, and the Kelvin River just keeps rolling along in Glasgow town. Between the moon and the sun, good times we had, sharing life on the run. Scotland now, Scotland then, Scotland how I loved you when you were old and I was young, like a father and a son. Scotland now, Scotland then, Scotland my old long-lost friend. I am young and time stands still, I love you now, I always will. Jerry Cott's home. Thank you once again for tuning in. It's been a bit fun. It's gone much faster than I expected it to do, and I didn't get through all the notes that I've got, so I'll have a look at what we've still got to tell in the book and Maybe next week will be the last one, maybe it'll be the second last one, but I'll let you know on Facebook. But thanks for joining me. It's been a hoot. Remember, if you've not got the book, just drop me an email to fwg@tedchristopher.scot and I'll send you an invoice quite happily. Thanks for watching. Thursday night, Scottish songs. It's been so long since I had the kilt on. I think I'll maybe get the kilt back on Thursday night, and let's get some chuch and some patriotic stuff and have a bit of fun.